Every culture has its games, and the upper classes of the river basin have plenty of time they can spend playing them. So what is their favorite game? I know very little about game design, but luckily I have someone who is here to help.
Hello, I'm Haunted Automaton, game designer, level designer, writer, world builder, and part-time dark god to my D&D groups. As soon as I heard collaboration was a possibility, I jumped at the chance to add something to this beautiful world that Eva is making. When thinking about materials that the people of the river basin have access to for use in their games, bones for dice, wood for game pieces, paper for cards, one new thought caught my curiosity. I've seen very few games that use cloth as a central game piece, and the river basin people do have cloth. Once I had that thought, the framework for the rules clicked into place in just a few seconds. Cloth folds, so the game needs to incorporate that, and area control games like Go have been a well-known concept since ancient times, so a grid-based area control game with unfolding pieces is a perfect fit. So here is the playing board for this game of the river basin. It's a square composed of a grid of 64 smaller squares. Some of you may recognize this as being identical to a chessboard. This is a happy coincidence, as 8x8 is just a good size when dealing with game pieces that are 2x2 squares in size.
And the game board is a little piece of furniture of its own, much like the traditional Go board. It's called tekloe, or a flower table, and it's always decorated with flowers, though what flowers those are, and what the playing board looks like precisely, varies from region to region, and from artisan to artisan. Each playing piece is a square cloth woven on a tiny tapestry loom. They are called hokkikulae, or blooming cloth, since every game piece starts off folded up like a flower bud, then unfolds into a half bloom, and then into a full bloom. The pieces have to be ironed after every washing to maintain the folded shape at the start of the game, and repeated use causes the fibers to break at the folded edge, so the playing pieces have to be mended occasionally and eventually replaced.
Some people these days pay hundreds of dollars for golden gun skins, but the need to crush your opponents while looking fabulous is an innate human desire. As such, there's no doubt in my mind that the river basin people would use this opportunity to show off. Having intricate and well-kept playing pieces that require constant maintenance to look their best is a great way to demonstrate in a tasteful way both your power and the land and skilled people you control.
And since this is an area control game, the people of the river basin think of the area controlled by each player as a piece of land controlled by an aristocratic family, so the game is called nume, land, or nume tekloe, or numelachkuge if you want to get fancy.
And if you want to play a game of nume yourself, the rules are pretty simple. Step 1. Challenge someone to a game, or get someone to challenge you. Step 2. Prepare the board in pieces. Each player gets 12 pieces of cloth. Step 3. The player who was challenged makes the first move. A move consists of either placing a piece or unfolding a piece. A piece that has been placed cannot be rotated or moved, it can only be unfolded. So after a piece has been placed, it can only be unfolded in a single direction in accordance with the fold of the cloth. Step 4. When a piece is unfolded, it may cover other pieces below it. Pieces that have been covered cannot be unfolded any further. Step 5. When a player can make no more legal moves, their opponent continues to play until they can also make no legal moves. The game is then over and the score is counted. Step 6. A player controls a square by having their color of cloth be the top layer of cloth resting on that square. The winner is the player who controls the most squares at the end of the game. In the case of a tie, the challenged player wins.
Now I want to play this myself. Thanks to Haunted Automaton for creating this game, and do go visit his channel for map tutorials and for more of his world building.